What's good, YouTube? Nammy94 here, back again to bring you another episode of Anime Studio Simulator. In the last episode, we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger where Yukari is going to meet with an investor who is actually very interested in the anime we are making. So without further ado, let's get into it. But her mind goes blank. With the meeting so close, she can't focus on anything. All she can think about is how Cloak Case might be doomed if she messes this up. Lightheaded, she grips the edges of her desk and tries to breathe. She can't focus on the questions, if she needs to focus on the questions so things don't go wrong, but she can't. What will the investor ask? What if things go wrong? He'll probably ask the basic questions. What differentiates Cloak Case from all the other anime out there? Do we have a roadmap? How much experience do we have? His calm voice steadies Yukari, and she takes a deep breath. She can answer all those questions. Don't worry, don't forget to stay calm and try not to stutter when you talk to him. Make sure you sound confident. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Preparation is half the battle. What do you mean? If you're well prepared for this meeting, it'll be much easier to convince him. Everything will be fine. Thank you. Thank you, I'll start preparing now. She grabs a notebook and writes down the answers to questions Shunsuke. Is it Shunsuke or Shunsuke? Suggested. She adds a few more things to mention about Cloak Case and thinks about other potential questions. I hope she doesn't ask anything too difficult. Nerves threaten to overtake her again, but her team members toss encouraging smiles her way. With another deep breath, she rehearses the answers in her mind. Confidence, preparation. She can do this. There's still about 20 minutes before we're supposed to meet. Maybe I arrived too early. Better be early than late, though. That'd give him a bad impression of me on the first start. She finds a seat. Thoughts of the upcoming meeting still have her on edge, so she checks through all the materials she brought to make sure she didn't forget something. Everything is there. She runs over the questions again in her mind and then checks her social media networks to relax. After a while, a man dressed in a business suit and carrying a briefcase enters the restaurant. Yukari's mouth goes dry. It must be him. She waves and he approaches her table. Yukari? Yes. He takes the seat across from her and smiles. She breathes a little easier. It's good to meet you. How's the development of Cloak Case going around? Although her heart hammers in her chest, her practice answers sprung to her lips. We're doing great. Next week we're going to start the animation work. However, we'll soon run out of funds, which is why I've been looking for investors. Well, the idea of Cloak Case intrigues me. I discussed it with my company last week, and we might be interested in investing in it. Could you tell me more about the details of Cloak Case? Of course. Cloak Case is about a detective who is out of work, so he takes on a case no one else wants. Solving that case is the main focus of the plot, but flashbacks and hints will gradually reveal why his previous case ruined his reputation. Are the two cases connected? Yes, actually. How did you know? I asked because that's a good twist that will make the overall plot more solid. I'm glad you already had it in mind. What's your current progress? Yukari makes a mental note to thank Shunsuke again if this works out. Most of these are questions she went over in her mind. Nothing too difficult so far. We're currently in between writing scenarios for the episodes and working on production for Cloak Case. The art is coming along nicely. Soon we'll be outsourcing the animation set. Do you have a schedule drafted up? Yes, I brought her schedule with me. Yukari opens her bag and finds the documents she brought. She passes them to the investor. He scans the documents and smiles. It looks like you've planned things out very well for Cloak Case. It looks promising. He opens his briefcase and pulls out a paper which he hands to Yukari. Her breath catches in her throat as she takes it. I had a hunch I'd be pleased with your team, so I brought the contract along with me. Take your time to read it. You can sign it now or later, whichever you prefer. Yes! They did it! They got an investor interested. Yukari can barely contain her excitement. She wants to scream and jump up in the air for joy. However, she still needs to be pure professional, so she clears her throat and speaks in a voice much calmer than how she feels. Thank you. I'll look over it now. She reads the contract very carefully. It seems like a pretty good deal. Nothing she needs to think about or consult the team on. When she reaches the end, she gives it one final scan and then signs it. Wonderful. I expect to see great things from Cloak Case. I'll check on your progress from time to time. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you. I'm happy to work with you. We'll make Cloak Case an experience people won't forget. I have a meeting soon, so I'll need to leave now unless there's something else you wanted to discuss. That's everything for now. Have a good day. You as well. Goodbye. The moment he's out the door, Yukari pulls out her phone and texts her friends to let them know what happened. Replies come in almost immediately. Everyone wants to celebrate with a feast. She certainly can't argue with that. Alright, Yukari, that was amazing. Now we can focus on producing Cloaked Case. Congratulations. How did you convince him? Were the questions hard? Were you nervous? Honestly, I was pretty nervous, but the questions he asked me weren't too difficult. From there, everything worked out. She looked at Sunsuke. Thank you again for suggesting questions he might ask anytime. And now we have funding. What did it feel like when he handed you the contract? Very surreal. She laughs. Part of me still can't believe it really happened. Not everyone gets a chance to talk like investors like you did, especially not as young as you are. I knew you could do it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. We solved our funding problem, but we still have other important issues to take care of. It's not over yet. Still, with the afternoon's success, she feels like she can handle anything. Mayumi, Shunsuke, we need to discuss outsourcing work for Cloak Case. Yuko and Sumiko, you should continue working on art, and so we'll meet our schedule for Cloak Case. What will you be talking about? Delegating tasks and going over potential concerns. Sounds interesting. I wish I could help. Just because you aren't involved with this doesn't mean you can't help. Your art is one of the most important things we need right now. Yuko nods. She and Sumiko head back to their desks to work on the art for Cloak Case. Yukari returns her attention to the other two. Have either of you had experience hiring freelancers? Silence. Right, so we're all greenhorns. That makes it more likely things will go wrong without us noticing. Oh, I'm sure it won't be that bad, but there's nothing wrong with preparing for the worst. For now, let's delegate tasks. Mayumi, as the sound editor, you should be in charge of everything related to our audio. In particular, we need to hire voice actors and find a suitable studio where we can record our script, as well as the opening and ending songs. Okay, I can do that. That leaves the animation work and handling matters at the studio. I don't have any expertise when it comes to animation, so I'll manage the studio. I'll let you know if anything important happens. Okay, then I'll supervise the outsourced animation work. This arrangement seems pretty good. Once I start composing the music for Cloak Case, though, I'll need some help. Composing takes a lot of time, so I won't be able to supervise all the recording sessions after that. Who do you think should take over the supervising? You. Me? But I don't know a lot about music. How will I know if it's going well or not? Don't worry, you can attend a few recording sessions with me, and I'll make sure you learn what to listen for. Besides, you have the clearest picture of what Cloak Case should be like. You'll know if the music doesn't sound right. Just remember, we need a mix of upbeat songs and tense songs. Yukari smiles. Alright, is there anything else we need to discuss? Not that I know of. Nope. Great. Then I'll see everyone tonight for dinner. I hereby call tonight's We Got Funded celebration to order. Everyone laughs. For once, no talks about problems or worries. They have an investor, and Cloak Case seems to be becoming a reality than ever before. It's a night for celebration and relaxation. Yukari looks around at her team members. She feels better than she has in weeks. Oh, I almost forgot. Want to hear what happened to me the other day? No, what? Sumiko, they don't want to hear this story. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Look at them. They're practically on the edge of their seats. Everyone, trust me, you don't want to hear this story. Oh, now you're making me curious. Ha, see? She shoots her sister a triumphant look. Yuko just shakes her head and turns her attention to her meal as the story begins. Yuko and I went shopping for groceries on our way home, and we took the bus instead of walking to work. Well, the bus was really crowded, so we couldn't find two seats together. So I sat by a celebrity, someone who knew about Cloak Case, an old friend you haven't seen in years. Wrong, and wrong, an interplanetary traveler. For a long moment, no one speaks, and they just stare at Sumiko, while Yuko covers her face like she wants to disappear. Yukari learns over her words in her mind and tries to make sense out of them. At last, Shunsuke breaks the silence with a tentative guess. So, an astronaut? Not exactly. See, he was abducted by aliens a few months ago, but then they became his friends. Now he gets to go on trips through space, underwater too. Have you ever heard of Usos? It was the worst bus trip of my entire life. Everyone was quiet except for this conspiracy theorist guy and my sister. I wanted to pretend I didn't know her, but she couldn't, because I still had half of our groceries. They exchanged glances and laugh. So you believe in aliens, Sumiko? And you don't, Yuko? Right. It's good to know one of you has common sense. Thanks. I wasn't talking about you. You two are very different, aren't you? Took you this long to figure it out? No, but you're so close. It's so nice to see people who don't let their differences drive them apart. We are sisters after all. I'd do anything for Sumiko, even if she does get into embarrassing conversations on the bus. Now, Sumiko, let me explain to you why aliens can't possibly exist. Oh, brother, this ought to be good. As they debate, Yukari leans back in her seat and smiles to herself. Their group has come a long way since the beginning. At first, she's worried that she worried that they might clash when they work together, but they've turned into a cohesive team. Someday, she hopes they all have a bond as strong as the one shared by Sumiko and Yuko. Another weekend arrives. Yukari decides to raise funds. Just because they have one investor doesn't mean they can relax completely. Yukari runs through her meeting with the investor, writes down the aspects of Club Case he seemed to be the most pleased with. She spends the rest of the weekend getting in contact with more potential investors with a rewritten pitch highlighting the project's greatest strengths. I want you to focus on writing. I want you to help him. I want you to start. But I want to see... I just realized it's been 1 month since we started working on Cloak Case. We still have about 2 more months left to go before our deadline. I can't wait for the day we get to see Cloak Case on air. I know, right? It'll be crazy. Before the two of you drift off to Dreamland, remember, we still have plenty of work to do. Yukari, have you started looking at which studio we'll work with yet? I narrowed down the list to a couple of studios, but I'm not sure how to get in touch with them. How I should get in touch with them. Should I email them or visit their offices? Personally, I'd say visit their offices, but you'd have to send an email anyway to schedule the visit. Why not both? You could email them first and then set up a meeting. Yeah, it might confuse them if you just walk in randomly. I wouldn't recommend it. Plus, if you plan it with them first, you'll have an agenda set for the meeting. Good idea. I'll get started on it right away. That night, Yukari texts her email and notices some of the animation studios have sent replies. She shortlists the 2 most promising ones. Koiga Studio is renowned for high production quality, but hiring them will come at a steep price. If they're Club Case will definitely have great animations, but it might be worth it. It's a lot of money to devote to a single aspect of production, and the budget isn't exactly huge. On the other hand, Kaibachi Studio is relatively new in the industry, although they've produced a number of hits. The lower price is probably due to their decline this year after their recent... Yeah, I'm helping out the studio that actually has trouble. It could be an ideal, affordable opportunity for Club Case, but Kaibachi has a reputation for low production quality and missed deadlines. Many fans believe it will close down soon. I'm helping them out. It's a difficult decision for Yukari to make, and not one she should make alone. She sends text messages to the other team's members to ask which studio they think she should pick. Unfortunately, when the votes came in, it's a tie. Out of concern for the budget. Well, the animation would be good, but I don't have the money to do it right now. I've got to go with Kaibachi. I just spent a bunch of money on you guys fucking upgrading you. 10. Yukari decides to get in touch with Kaibachi Studio. Despite the studio's recent slump, her research suggests it's only due to poor management. If she manages the team effectively, she'll be able to turn things around for everyone. The main selling point, of course, is the competitive price. Kaibachi Studios' quality can be hit and miss, so Yukari will have to pay extra attention if she wants things to go smoothly. Okay. Wow, it says on this website these consultants provide help on finance and legal matters, offer leadership courses, and more. Darn, their services cost more than rent for this studio. I wonder how much money we have. We've already spent that much? Not good. We need an emergency meeting pronto. Yukari, I get the impression you didn't call us here for a fun meal. You got that right. We've got a huge problem. At the rate we're spending our money, we won't be able to stay afloat until production. What should we do? Making money isn't easy. There are a lot of ways we can earn money. Such as... Well, I already have a suggestion in mind. That's the best way for our studio to carry on in a financially stable manner. Sure. Yep. Everyone pitch in. You're asking a lot, but I'm with you all the way. Yeah, I want to see this project through to the end. Sparing some personal expenses is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I agree. This might be our only chance to meet our deadline, so count me in. Thanks, everyone. We'll definitely see Club Case come to fruition. So, which animation studio did you pick? Kaibachi Studio. I'll be heading over there later with Mayumi for a consultation. Yeah, I thought we were only picking which studio to work with. No one told me anything about going to visit them. I was planning to tell you later. Why do you want me to go with you? What difference does it make? Isn't it obvious? I feel more at ease when you're with me. I thought you were getting good at this stuff. Look at how you clinched the deal with the investor last week. That was an exception. I got lucky. And this time it involves dealing with a lot more people. I'll feel a lot better if you come with me. Please? Okay, I'll go with you if it makes you more confident. While we're gone, it'll be a good time for Sumiko and Yuko to familiarize themselves with the storyboards. Can I leave that up to you, Shunsuke? You should have a good idea of how things should flow since we worked on the storyboards for Club Case together. Of course, you just focus on making sure the meeting with Kaibachi Studio is a success. Remember not to panic. That's not as easy as you think, but I'll try my best. Yukari gathers her documents and she wants to take Kaibachi Studio, double checks that everyone knows what they're doing, and heads out with Mayumi. So, where is the studio anyway? The studio, where is it? Oh, it's... She trails off. She'd rather not admit that she was so nervous about setting up the meeting and preparing it that she forgot to check for the address. Shit! She looks around for inspiration and her gaze lands on the cafe doors. Hey, do you want to grab a bite to eat on the way? Huh? Sure, if we have time. Wait here. Yukari leaves her on the sidewalk and runs to the cafe. Ah, one of my best customers. What can I do for you? I'd like to order something quick we can take on the go, but that's not important now. Do you know how we can get to Kaibachi Studio? Yes, actually, make a left at the corner and... Oh. Okay. I found out how to... No. Return to the game. Make a left at the corner and then... Yukari! Ah, when did you get here? I thought I told you to wait. You were acting weird, so I followed you. Right, well, I was just, That's right, we'd love to try your news. What about the directions about your studio? Oh, Yukari. Look at it this way, we know where we're going, and we have food. What could be better? Knowing where to go from the start? Come on, it's this way. Are you sure? You aren't suddenly going to bolt into his door shouting that you need to buy something? Very funny, let's go. Huh, that's weird. Why isn't there anyone at the reception desk? Maybe they're out for lunch. That doesn't make sense. It's not lunchtime. Maybe their lunch break is at an unusual time? Why? Don't ask me. It doesn't matter, does it? Let's try calling for someone. Yukari looks around for a bell or some other way to call, but Mayumi has her own idea. Before Yukari can stop her, she cups her hands and opens her mouth. Hey, is anyone from Kibachi Studio here right now? Mayumi! The door behind the reception desk opens and a casually dressed man steps out. Hello, what brings you here today? We have an appointment scheduled with Kibachi Studio for today to discuss a potential partnership. Oh, is that so? My bad, I totally forgot about it. I'm Soda, the director of Kibachi Studio. Yukari tries not to cringe at the fact that the director forgot about their meeting. She reminds herself that working with Kibachi Studio is the best option for their team. Could you tell me more about your project? Sure, here's a general outline of Cloak Case and what we'll need from you. Yukari unzips her bag and takes out the relevant documents. She passes them to Soda, who glances through them. It looks good, so we should probably have some animation samples to use as a reference. Aren't they in documents I just gave you? Oops, did I overlook something again? Again? The director looks through the pages more closely. Actually, it's not for me. It's not me for once. They're not here. Yukari's breath hitches. If she somehow forgot them, but no, she couldn't have. She remembers picking them up before she left. Hold on, let me check my bag. She searches her bag and finds another stack of papers. With a sigh of relief, she straightens and holds them out. Here they are, sorry about that. No worries, this should be fine. Is there anything else you'll need from us if we work together? Could you make the storyboards clearer? We might be able to work with them like this, but they're a little too vague right now. We'll take care of it. Good, do you have any questions for us? Nothing at the moment. We'll get in touch with our decision. Thank you for your time. Well, he seems nice. Yeah, I'm not sure he's the most organized person, though. Don't worry, I plan to keep a close eye on things. The next day, Yukari takes a look at the storyboards, and they seem fine to her. Shinsuke, do you have a minute? Sure, what is it? The director from Kibachi Studio said I need to make the storyboards more clear. What do you think is wrong with them? I don't see a problem with them either, but then again, we're looking at it from our perspective. What do you mean? We know everything about Cloak Case, so we know exactly what we're looking at. He doesn't, because he's seeing it for the first time. Include more details so it's clearer without prior knowledge of Cloak Case. If you need to write some notes on the storyboard to get your idea across, go ahead. Do it. Just write on the storyboards? Oh, why not? Sure, why not? It should clear up his confusion. Nice, I like the way you start. I'll start editing the storyboards now, thanks. Anytime. Yukari spends some time working on the storyboard. Between Shinsuke's advice and input from Mayumi, she feels she's on the right track. Mayumi walks down the street, her gaze fixed on her cell phone as she plays her current favorite game. Suddenly, she collides with someone. Her phone falls down to the ground along with the man's sunglasses. I'm sorry, here are your glasses. Here's your phone. I hope that you're alright. Wait a sec, aren't you Mamoru-san? Her heart hammers as she can barely breathe. She literally ran into her favorite Seiyu. Ask if he's fine first. Here are your glasses. Are you alright? I'm fine, thank you. As he takes his glasses from her, Mayumi bounces on her heels, too excited for words. I'm trying to avoid the paparazzi right now, but is there anything I can do before you go? Could I have your autograph? It'd mean a lot to me. Sure. He pulls out a pen and signs Mayumi's notebook. See you around. Thank you, Mamoru-san. Thank you. Mamoru hurries off to avoid an approaching crowd, while Mayumi continues on her way with the precious autographed notebook clutched to her chest. Well, unless anyone objects working with Kibachi Studio, I think we should head over there. She glances at Mayumi. Yeah, I guess you should. Wanna come with me? You'll be fine, but you were fine last time, don't worry so much. Yeah, okay, I guess you're right. She checks to make sure no one on the team needs her for anything before she leaves, then she heads over to the animation studio. The reception desk is empty again when Yukari arrives, but before she can worry too much or consider calling out to see if anyone is around, the door opens and the director steps out. Hello, Yukari. So have you guys decided on who to work with to produce animation work for your team? It's an unexpected question since Yukari never reached out to any other studios besides Kibachi Studio. Then again, he'd have no way of knowing that. Yes, we'd like to work with Kibachi Studio. Great, just give me a moment while I have my assistant print out the contract for our work. He disappears behind the door again, and Yukari can hear the faint voices. They aren't clear enough for her to make out the words. A little nervous now that their partnership is about to become official, she paces back and forth in front of the reception desk. Is Kibachi Studio the right choice? Will she be able to make things work out? Thinking to herself, if something goes wrong, what am I supposed to do? And you know what? That does it for this episode of Animation Studio Simulator. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a wonderful day.